Picture this: you sit down to enjoy a plate of fish, feeling certain you've made a wise, healthy choice. The taste is light, the texture clean. You tell yourself, this is good for my heart, good for my brain. But what if that same fish, resting right there on your plate, is quietly doing the opposite? What if it's fueling memory loss, damaging your arteries, and even accelerating the aging process without you realizing it? For those of us over 60, this isn't just a scary thought, it's reality. A striking 2023 study in The Lancet revealed that eating the wrong kind of fish only twice a week can raise the risk of stroke and dementia by as much as 70 to 80%. Here's the hidden nightmare few people speak about. Many older adults are unknowingly consuming fish packed with mercury, pollutants, and inflammatory compounds. Week after week, they believe they're protecting their health, when in truth, they may be setting the stage for decline. But there's a brighter side to this story. Findings from the Journal of Gerontology show that the right kinds of fish can slash the risk of Alzheimer's by nearly 40%, safeguard your arteries, and even slow aging at a cellular level. That's why in today's video, I'll walk you through 2 essential lists. The 4 types of fish you should never touch after age 60. The 4 types of fish you should make part of your daily diet to stay sharp, strong, and independent. And rest assured, everything I share comes directly from peer-reviewed science, not rumor or scare tactics. You can find all the references linked in the description below. Before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Which type of fish do you eat most often, and why? Share your answer in the comments. I read as many as I can, and your stories truly inspire this community. And if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Dr. Jonathan Miles, and this is Wise Elders Tales, a channel where timeless wisdom meets modern science, to help you live not just longer, but better. Now, let's dive in, starting with the 4 fish you should never eat again once you're past 60. Bad fish number 4, imported catfish, basa, tra. At first glance, imported catfish seems harmless, mild in flavor, cheap, easy to cook. That's why it shows up in so many kitchens. But for older adults, it's one of the most deceptive dangers lurking at the dinner table. The problem begins where most people never look: the fish farms. In many overseas facilities, catfish are raised in crowded, polluted waters. To keep them alive, they're dosed with heavy antibiotics that don't disappear, but remain inside the flesh. When seniors eat that fish, those residues enter their bodies, weakening the very medications they may one day need to survive. Independent testing has revealed something even darker: traces of banned chemicals and cancer-causing substances in imported catfish. Raised in contaminated rivers, these fish often soak up industrial waste, mercury, even lead. For a body past 60, where detox pathways slow and organs work harder, those toxins accumulate quietly, damaging the kidneys, fueling neurological decline, and raising the risk of cancer. And then there's inflammation. Instead of a natural diet, imported catfish are often fed soy and corn meal, creating a dangerous imbalance of fats. Too much omega-6, too little omega-3. The result? Silent fires of inflammation, bad news for anyone living with arthritis, heart disease, or autoimmune issues. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire that never stops burning. Worst of all, this fish is nutritionally empty. Compared to wild salmon or sardines, it delivers little omega-3, weak protein quality, and almost none of the healing nutrients seafood should provide. In plain terms, it's empty calories that leave behind hidden risks. So while the price tag looks friendly, the cost to your health may be devastating. If you truly love catfish, the safer choice is domestic, farm-raised under strict U.S. regulations. Anything less isn't worth gambling with your future. Bad fish number 3, tuna. For decades, tuna has been the poster child for healthy protein. From tuna salad sandwiches to budget-friendly cans stacked in the pantry, it's been a staple in millions of American homes. But for seniors, tuna hides a silent and very dangerous secret: mercury. Here's why. Tuna, especially big species like albacore, white tuna, and bigeye, sit high on the ocean food chain. They live long lives, eating smaller fish day after day. And with every bite, mercury builds up in their flesh. By the time they reach your plate, those levels can be shockingly high. In younger bodies, small amounts might be manageable. But after 60, when detox systems slow down, mercury doesn't leave, it stays. It settles into the brain, the nervous system, even the heart. The damage is insidious. Memory lapses, confusion, trembling hands, mood swings, symptoms that many chalk up to just getting older. In truth, they may be early signs of mercury overload. Studies even show that seniors with higher mercury levels face a 65% greater risk of cognitive decline. Imagine forgetting faces, losing balance, or struggling to find words, all because of the fish you thought was keeping you healthy. And the heart is no safer. Mercury interferes with the heart's natural rhythm, raising the risk of arrhythmias and even sudden cardiac events. It's a quiet assault, one sandwich at a time. Here's the shocking truth: just 2 servings of albacore tuna in a single week can already exceed safe mercury limits. That means millions of seniors, reaching for a quick, lean meal, may actually be setting themselves up for long-term harm. Even canned tuna isn't free of risk. Light tuna, usually skipjack, carries less mercury, but frequent use, daily or even weekly, still allows mercury to accumulate over time. And because canned tuna is cheap and convenient, many seniors eat it far too often without realizing the slow damage it causes. Does this mean you must give up tuna forever? Not necessarily. But it does mean caution and strict limits. If you truly love it, stick with small amounts of light tuna, and no more than once or twice a month. But know this: there are safer, more nourishing choices that protect memory, mood, and heart health without poisoning you in the process. And that's why tuna earns its place on the list of the 4 worst fish older adults should avoid. Because the danger isn't obvious, the harm builds slowly, and by the time the symptoms appear, it's often too late to reverse. Bad fish number 2, king mackerel. Mackerel can be confusing, because not all types are the same. On one hand, you have Atlantic mackerel and Spanish mackerel, smaller, cleaner, and packed with omega-3. On the other, you have the predator of the group, king mackerel. And this is the one that spells trouble, especially after 60. Here's why. King mackerel lives long and feeds high up the food chain, which means it accumulates enormous amounts of mercury. In fact, it ranks among the most mercury-laden fish you can buy. And mercury isn't just a small nuisance, it's a brain and heart toxin. For seniors, the damage adds up quickly. Just a few servings a month can push mercury levels beyond safety limits. The results often look like normal aging, forgetfulness, shaky hands, poor concentration, sudden mood swings, even depression. But the culprit may not be age at all, it may be mercury quietly building up in your system. And the heart suffers too. Mercury damages the delicate lining of blood vessels, drives oxidative stress, and disrupts the electrical rhythms of the heart. For anyone already managing high blood pressure or arrhythmias, eating king mackerel is like throwing fuel on a fire. Studies even link frequent consumption with a significantly higher risk of heart attack and stroke. The real danger? Mislabeling. In supermarkets or restaurants, fish may be listed simply as mackerel, with no hint whether it's the safe Atlantic variety or the dangerous king. Seniors trying to make a healthy choice could be eating one of the most toxic fish without realizing it. Health authorities know this risk well. Both the FDA and EPA place king mackerel on their do not eat list for seniors, children, and pregnant women. And if your kidneys or liver are already under strain, the danger is even greater, since those are the very organs needed to filter out toxins. So let's be clear, not all mackerel are bad. The smaller species are among the healthiest fish you can eat. But king mackerel is different. Its mercury burden makes it one of the worst choices for anyone over 60. The best option is simple: avoid it completely. Bad fish number 1, farmed tilapia. Now for the most surprising entry on this list. Tilapia is one of the most popular fish in America. It's cheap, widely available, and often marketed as a lean source of protein. Yet behind that healthy image lies one of the worst seafood choices an older adult can make. The first problem is how it's raised. In crowded ponds and cages, tilapia often swim in their own waste, an environment that breeds disease and parasites. To keep them alive, producers rely heavily on antibiotics, antifungals, and parasite drugs. Those residues don't vanish. They remain in the fish, and eventually, in you. For older adults with weaker immune defenses, this becomes a hidden burden. The second problem is diet. Instead of natural food sources, farm tilapia are often fed cheap fillers like corn, soy, and in some cases even animal waste. This warped diet produces one of the worst omega fat profiles in the seafood world. Ideally, humans should consume omega-6 and omega-3 in a near-balanced ratio of 2-to-1. In farm tilapia, that ratio can be a shocking 11-to-1. The effect? Chronic inflammation. For seniors battling arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, or memory decline, eating tilapia is like throwing gasoline on smoldering flames. Research even shows tilapia can trigger more inflammatory markers than bacon or hamburgers. Imagine choosing tilapia thinking you're doing your body a favor, only to end up worse off than if you'd eaten fast food. And then comes the issue of toxins. Independent tests have found dioxins, industrial pollutants that lodge in fat tissue and linger for years, in farmed tilapia. Dioxins are linked with cancer, hormone disruption, and immune suppression. For older bodies already less efficient at detoxifying, the risk is magnified. Nutritionally, tilapia offers little in return. It's low in omega-3, low in protective nutrients like selenium and vitamin B12, and provides only mediocre protein. In short, it fills your stomach but robs you of the healing benefits that true seafood should deliver. This is why some researchers bluntly call farmed tilapia the junk food of the sea. It looks harmless, even virtuous, but beneath the surface, it's a cocktail of empty calories, chemical residues, and pro-inflammatory fats. For seniors, the consequences can be severe: worsening joint pain, higher cardiovascular risk, greater vulnerability to infection, and long-term toxic buildup. All from a fish chosen mainly because it seemed cheap and healthy. The truth is, there's no need to settle for tilapia. Affordable, nutrient-rich alternatives like sardines, trout, or cod are not only cleaner but far more protective for the brain, heart, and bones. For anyone over 60, they are the smarter, safer choice. So the conclusion is simple: if you value your memory, your heart, and your independence, strike farmed tilapia off your plate completely. From toxic waters to crowded farms, these four bad fish all carry hidden costs. On the surface, they may look harmless. But beneath the skin lies mercury, chemicals, inflammatory fats, and empty nutrition, threats that can quietly erode health when your body needs protection most. The good news? Not all fish are villains. In fact, the right fish can be one of the most powerful healing foods you'll ever eat after 60, strengthening memory, calming inflammation, protecting the heart, and even slowing down aging itself. Now that we've cleared the table of the worst offenders, it's time to turn to the other side of the story: the 4 best fish seniors should eat every day. Part 2: The 4 best fish for seniors. Good fish number 4, wild-caught Pacific cod. When people think of healthy fish, salmon or tuna usually steal the spotlight. But quietly standing in the background is one of the true champions of senior health: wild-caught Pacific cod. At first glance, cod looks ordinary, mild, white flesh, easy to cook. Yet its nutritional profile is tailor-made for life after 60. A single portion delivers nearly 40 grams of high-quality protein with less than 2 grams of fat and under 200 calories. That's exactly what older bodies need to fight sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that weakens balance, slows mobility, and steals independence. Cod rebuilds strength without overloading you with unhealthy fats. But protein is just the beginning. Cod is one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a mineral most seniors don't get enough of. One serving meets more than 100% of daily needs. Selenium works like a microscopic shield, supporting thyroid function, bolstering immunity, and acting as a potent antioxidant against the rusting effect of oxidative stress. In fact, NIH research shows seniors with higher selenium levels enjoy sharper cognition and lower rates of age-related decline. Cod also provides phosphorus for bone strength and vitamin B12, critical for red blood cells, mood, and memory, yet harder to absorb with age. Without it, many older adults face fatigue, neuropathy, or creeping memory problems. Cod delivers B12 in an easily absorbed form that keeps nerves firing and energy levels stable. Equally important is purity. Unlike big predatory fish, Pacific cod has a shorter lifespan and is caught in the cold, clean waters of Alaska, meaning very low mercury or pollutants. Add to that one of the world's most strictly regulated and sustainable fisheries, and you have a fish that's both safe and environmentally responsible. Cod is also gentle on digestion. For seniors who find oily fish heavy, cod's firm yet light texture is easy on the stomach and simple to prepare. Just remember, avoid deep frying or searing at very high heat, which damages delicate nutrients. Instead, bake or steam gently, drizzle with olive oil, add a squeeze of lemon, and let your body absorb the full benefit. Cod may not be glamorous, but for those serious about preserving strength, clarity, and independence, it is a quiet hero worth placing on the table often. Good fish number 3, sardines. Now let's turn to one of the smallest fish with some of the biggest benefits, sardines. They may look humble, packed tightly in little tins, but don't be fooled, sardines are one of the most powerful superfoods seniors can eat. Their greatest gift? Omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines are loaded with EPA and DHA, natural anti-inflammatories that calm the chronic fires of aging. Arthritis, heart disease, hardened arteries, even memory decline, all have roots in inflammation. Sardines fight back at the cellular level, improving circulation, easing joint pain, and protecting the brain. Research shows seniors who eat fatty fish like sardines at least twice a week enjoy lower rates of heart disease, better mobility, and even more stable moods. Sardines are also one of the rare natural foods rich in vitamin D. After 60, the skin loses much of its ability to make vitamin D from sunlight, leading to brittle bones, falls, and slower healing. Just one can of sardines provides nearly half the daily requirement, along with calcium and phosphorus from their edible bones. Together, these form a nutritional insurance policy for seniors worried about fractures or osteoporosis. And unlike bigger fish, sardines feed only on plankton. That places them at the very bottom of the food chain, meaning they carry virtually no mercury or heavy metals. Safe, clean, and affordable, they're one of the few fish you can eat often without fear of toxin buildup. Add to that their vitamin B12 content, which supports memory and nerve health, plus easily digested protein to keep muscles strong, and sardines quickly earn their place among the best foods for seniors. Preparation couldn't be simpler. Enjoy them straight from the can, mix with avocado on whole grain toast, toss into salads, or fold into pasta with olive oil and herbs. Convenient, budget-friendly, and shelf-stable, sardines make it almost effortless to add healing omega-3s and bone-strengthening nutrients to your diet. So there you have it, two of the most underrated heroes of the sea, Pacific cod, the muscle-building, brain-protecting powerhouse, and sardines, the tiny fish with superfood strength. Both are clean, affordable, and perfectly suited for the unique needs of life after 60. And we're not done yet. Up next, the final two choices, fish so rich in healing compounds that they can truly change the way you age. Good fish number 2, rainbow trout. If cod is the quiet workhorse and sardines are the underestimated superfood, rainbow trout is the elegant middle ground, nutrient-rich, clean, and often overlooked. Unlike many farmed fish that raise safety concerns, rainbow trout raised in the United States follow some of the strictest aquaculture standards in the world. They're grown in fresh, cold, carefully monitored waters, free from the antibiotics and pollutants that plague imported varieties. For seniors, that translates into peace of mind, a fish you can eat often without worrying about mercury or hidden chemicals. Nutritionally, trout is a marvel. Just one serving provides a powerful combination of lean protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin B12. The omega-3s in trout protect the heart by reducing arterial inflammation, lowering triglycerides, and supporting smooth circulation, essential for keeping blood pressure and rhythm stable after 60. Trout is also a natural source of potassium, the mineral that balances sodium and helps prevent dangerous spikes in blood pressure. That makes it a quiet ally for anyone managing hypertension. And thanks to its vitamin B12 and phosphorus content, trout nourishes the nervous system and keeps bones resilient against fractures. Best of all, trout is wonderfully versatile in the kitchen. Lightly pan-seared, baked with herbs, or simply grilled, its delicate flavor pairs beautifully with vegetables and whole grains. Eating trout isn't just good for your health, it feels like a true culinary treat. Good fish number 1, wild-caught salmon. Finally, we arrive at the crown jewel of longevity diets, wild-caught salmon. There's a reason this fish has earned global fame, and for seniors, it's nothing short of essential. Salmon is one of the richest sources of omega-3s in nature. These healthy fats strengthen heart function, improve memory, and even enhance mood. Clinical studies show seniors who regularly eat salmon have lower rates of cognitive decline, fewer heart problems, and even improved mobility thanks to reduced joint inflammation. But salmon doesn't stop there. It provides astaxanthin, a rare antioxidant pigment that gives salmon its deep pink color. Astaxanthin is a powerful defender of eye health, reducing the risk of age-related macular degeneration, and it helps skin resist the visible signs of aging. Salmon is also loaded with vitamin D, supporting bone strength and immune resilience, plus high-quality protein that repairs muscle and keeps metabolism active. For older adults fighting off weakness or fatigue, it is one of the most complete whole-body foods available. The key, however, is to choose wisely. Wild-caught salmon, particularly from Alaskan waters, is far superior to farmed salmon, which often contains pollutants, antibiotics, and an inferior fat profile. Wild salmon gives you the purity, the balance, and the full healing package that makes this fish truly worth the effort. And preparation? Keep it simple. Bake gently, steam, or grill with olive oil, lemon, and herbs. Overcomplicating it isn't necessary, the flavor and the nutrition stand strong on their own. So here we are, 4 of the very best fish seniors can rely on: Pacific cod, sardines, rainbow trout, and wild salmon. Each one brings something unique to the table. Cod rebuilds muscle, sardines fortify bones, trout keeps the heart steady, and salmon protects both brain and body against aging itself. The lesson is simple: not all fish are equal. Choose the right ones, and you're feeding not just your stomach, but your independence, your clarity, and your strength for years to come. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these fish do you enjoy most, and how do you like to prepare it? Share your stories in the comments. We learn so much from each other here in this community. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a like, share it with a friend or loved one, and subscribe to Wise Elders Tales. Every week we bring you science-backed strategies and timeless wisdom to help you live longer, stronger, and with more joy. Because aging isn't about slowing down, it's about choosing the right fuel to keep moving forward.